Imagine a world without books, no novels, no textbooks, no magazines. Knowledge was rare, stories were passed by word of mouth, and only the privileged few could read or learn. Most people's worlds were limited to what they saw and heard themselves. The great ideas and discoveries of humanity were locked away, inaccessible to almost everyone. But one invention changed everything, unleashing knowledge and giving everyone a voice. Let's journey back to discover how the power of print transformed our world. Long before the invention of the printing press, every single book in existence was painstakingly copied by hand. This was a slow, laborious process that could take months or even years to complete a single volume. The task fell to scribes, often monks, who worked in dimly lit monasteries, hunched over their desks from dawn until dusk. Their dedication preserved the wisdom of the ancient world, but the process was exhausting and mentally taxing, requiring immense patience and skill. Because of the time and effort involved, books were incredibly rare and valuable. Only the wealthiest nobles, powerful clergy, or royal families could afford to own even a single manuscript. For them, books were prized possessions, often displayed as symbols of status and intellect, locked away in private libraries or grand studies. For ordinary people, books were almost mythical objects. Most villagers and townsfolk would go their entire lives without ever seeing a book, let alone holding one or learning to read. Literacy was a privilege reserved for a tiny elite, and knowledge was something distant and unattainable for the vast majority. With each new copy, mistakes and changes crept in, sometimes small, sometimes significant. Over generations, these errors could distort the original meaning, making it difficult to know what was true and what had been altered by human hands. The transmission of knowledge was fragile and imperfect. To protect these precious manuscripts, libraries chained their books to shelves, literally locking knowledge away. Access was tightly controlled, and only a select few were allowed to read or study these works. The chains became a powerful symbol of how information was kept out of reach for most people. The written word held immense power, shaping religion, politics, and culture. But in this era, that power belonged to a privileged minority. The vast majority remained in the dark, excluded from the world of ideas and discovery. Yet, as the world changed and curiosity grew, a sense of anticipation filled the air. Humanity was on the brink of a revolution, one that would break the chains, spread knowledge far and wide, and transform society forever. In 15th century Mainz, Johannes Gutenberg saw the need for a better way to make books. He invented movable type, individual metal letters that could be arranged, inked, and reused. This allowed for fast, affordable, identical copies of texts. Gutenberg's press, using a screw mechanism and new ink, produced the famous Gutenberg Bible. For the first time, books could reach many people, not just the elite. Gutenberg's workshop became the birthplace of a revolution in knowledge. His invention unlocked libraries and minds across Europe. The invention of the printing press was a turning point in human history. For the first time, information was no longer reserved for the elite or the wealthy. Instead, knowledge could be shared with everyone, regardless of their background or social status. The printed word became a powerful tool for spreading ideas far and wide, breaking down barriers that had existed for centuries. Books became more affordable and accessible, appearing in homes, schools, and public spaces. This revolution in availability fueled a dramatic rise in literacy rates and opened the doors to education for millions. People of all ages could now learn to read, explore new subjects, and expand their horizons in ways that were previously unimaginable. With standardized texts, scholars and students across continents could finally study the same works, compare notes, and engage in meaningful debate. This shared foundation of knowledge helped to unify academic communities and fostered a spirit of collaboration and discovery. The rapid spread of printed materials meant that new ideas could travel faster than ever before, crossing borders and inspiring people in distant lands. Science, philosophy, and literature flourished as never before. The works of great thinkers could be shared, studied, and built upon, sparking a wave of innovation and discovery that shaped the modern world. The printing press shattered the old monopoly on information. Ordinary people gained the power to read, learn, and form their own opinions, no longer relying solely on the word of authorities or gatekeepers. For the first time, individuals could question, analyze, and challenge the ideas of those in power. Books became a catalyst for debate, discussion, and critical thinking. The printed word gave a voice to reformers, revolutionaries, and dreamers. It empowered people to demand change, share their visions, and inspire movements that would reshape societies. The world would never be the same. The legacy of the printed word continues to shape our lives, reminding us of the enduring power of ideas shared through ink and paper. The invention of the printing press was nothing short of a revolution, one that ignited sweeping changes in religion, science, and culture. Before its arrival, knowledge was painstakingly copied by hand, making books rare and expensive. Suddenly, ideas could be reproduced quickly and shared with people far and wide, breaking down barriers that had stood for centuries. Martin Luther's bold ideas, once confined to a small circle, spread like wildfire thanks to print. His 95 Theses challenged the authority of the Church, sparking debates and inspiring reformers across Europe. The printing press gave a voice to those who had never been heard before, forever altering the course of religious history. The Renaissance blossomed as ancient texts and groundbreaking new ideas circulated more freely than ever. Scholars could now access works from distant lands, fueling creativity and innovation. Libraries grew, and the thirst for knowledge became a driving force in society. The scientific revolution accelerated rapidly as discoveries and theories were published, shared, and debated across borders. Scientists could build on each other's work, leading to breakthroughs that changed humanity's understanding of the world. Print didn't just spread ideas, it helped standardize languages, making communication clearer and forging new national identities. Classrooms filled with printed textbooks, and people from different regions began to see themselves as part of a larger community. Gutenberg's invention laid the foundation for democracy, education, and the modern media landscape. It empowered ordinary people to read, learn, and participate in shaping their societies. One simple idea, printing words on paper, changed the world forever. It reminds us of the enduring power of the written word to inspire, inform, and connect us across generations. Even today, print continues to shape our lives. How has it influenced your world? Share your story and become part of this ongoing revolution.